What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. If I have anybody from England, I just want to say rest in peace to Queen Elizabeth II. I do not know her personally. I am not from England. I am from Denmark. Apparently, my queen is cousins with her. Yeah, that's kind of messed up, but it is what it is, right? But yeah, I'm sorry if you're from England and you feel the sorrow of her death, of course, if you are very... I know she was a very beloved queen, and there's a lot of people who loved her, but also the opposite, of course. But today we are gonna react to a video that it's not made after the queen's death. Like, she died yesterday, I think it was, and you know, rest in peace to her, of course. And I just really want to know what happens. Like, why is it such a big deal? You know, all of these sudden things. I don't know if we're going to get the answer in this video, but I'm definitely going to see what's going on, because I always wonder what happens when the queen dies. Who's going to take her place? Because the queen's family has a lot of kids. Like, there's a lot of kids in that family. It's a big family. It's very wide. And that's just the question that I ask. Like, what is going to happen? What power does the queen hold that is going to happen to the world, the country, whatever it is? So today we're going to react to this. Please check the link down below for the original creator, of course. And please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. So we're going to react to what happens when the Queen of England dies. Unfortunately, she is dead, and rest in peace to that. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's go.
She's the longest reigning monarch in modern history and has ruled England as queen since 1952. But as Queen Elizabeth II passes her 96th birthday, many are...
1952 she ruled, but I think she was born on 1927. I think it was, right? Man, this beautiful lady has seen a lot of things in her life, man. That is incredible.
Wondering what exactly is going to happen when she dies. For those of us living outside of the UK, you might not be fully aware of who Queen Elizabeth II really is or what she actually does. If the UK
Not really, because I never really cared about the royalty. I never really cared about the kings and the queens. It's like a fairy tale, you know, but that's my personal opinion. I really don't care about the royals, but, you know, if people, they care about it, of course, it is what it is. I could disagree with some politic things, some money that they get and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. Anyway, if people enjoy this kind of stuff, let it be. It's cool, man, but I'm actually very curious what's going to happen, because there's a lot of people who loved her.
Then what does a monarch do? The answer is, well, not much. Queen Elizabeth II took the throne of the United Kingdom and the other Commonwealth realms on June 2nd, 1953, when she defeated the gargoyle armies of the sorceress Morgana by wielding Excalibur, which she pulled free from a stone. Admittedly, our historical knowledge of the British royalty is closely intermingled with King Arthur fiction, and Wikipedia tells us that there was actually no climactic battle for the throne of England. She simply assumed the throne after the death of her father. How boring. Ascending to the throne at age 25, Queen Elizabeth faced an empire in serious decline and a crown which faced ever-increasing irrelevancy. While the power of the British monarchs has been in flux over the last few centuries, it was in the 20th century that Britain decided to remove all power from the crown. The Parliament Act of 1911 stripped much of the power from the vaunted House of Lords and accelerated the decline of political power amongst the British royalty and nobility. By the time that Elizabeth took the throne, the title Queen of the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth realms was actually more of a formality than any kind of position of real authority. Though she did receive all of the castles and jewelry that came along with the title, today the Queen has several ceremonial duties and has no real political power to enact change or policy. She opens each session of Parliament and grants royal assent to new legislation, meaning that she formally approves the signing of new bills into laws. But the act is completely ceremonial and unnecessary for the functioning of the UK government, as no monarch has refused to give royal assent since Queen Anne refused to assent to the Scottish Militia Bill in 1707. Were that to happen again, and it absolutely wouldn't, then technically the entire government would have to re-sign and a new one would be drummed up, and it would bring the British political process to a complete halting crash.
That is actually crazy that they stripped everything from the queen, that the royalties never had anything to say. I knew this fact. I did know this fact because in Denmark, I think my greatest father did this. Like, he made the politics have all the power because he thought that the people should have the power instead of the king and the queen, I guess. I can't really, don't quote me on that. Read it up if you want to, but I'm pretty sure Christian the V or something like that. I don't really know. He gave us, you know, the politics, the crooked ass politics, the power to rule over whoever he wants, right? Or they want. But yeah, I actually did know this, but it's kind of funny to see this, that, you know, she took over and all of a sudden she has no power whatsoever. That's kind of crazy, man. But it is what it is. There's democracy, I guess. And yeah,
We're in the desire of the people, and thus there's no chance of any monarch not assenting to a government bill. When you are out for lunch with friends and give your imaginary stamp of approval over a good meal, you're wielding about as much political power as any modern British monarch. Aside from these ceremonial duties, the British monarchy does do some good for England by acting as ambassadors for the country abroad. Despite thousands of years of oppression and a hard-won struggle for international democracy, many people are still enamored by the thought of lords and ladies who rule over them. Thus, the Queen and her family travel the world, spreading a diplomatic message crafted by the British government. As a titular figurehead, the Queen and royal family is technically the face of Britain. But what happens when she dies? Given her age, it's predicted the Queen will pass away after a short illness. During this time, she'll be surrounded by her closest family members and trusted doctors.
Wait, how would you know that?
Queen's death will have to be carefully disseminated to the public, and some details may need filtering to keep the air of royal mystique intact. Once she is officially passed, an initial press bulletin will be prepared by the royal family, and immediately the task of safeguarding Britain from gargoyle attack will fall upon Prince Charles, who will become the new king. To show their allegiance, his siblings will then ceremoniously kiss his hands, vowing fealty to the new king of the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister will be alerted so that the actual British government can prepare to handle the news and any resulting fallout. Favor for keeping the royal family around and Britain technically a monarchy hovers at just over 50% in most opinion polls, and thus the Queen's death is bound to be distressing for a majority of people. The news to the Prime Minister will be...
That's what I said, that there's a lot of people who really believe in this. I don't know why, but I think it's, you know, the king and the queens, and it's kind of old school. It's kind of nice. It's kind of, you know, a picture for the country, a reason to fight, something to give. And I know for a fact that England has a lot to do with the Queen. I mean, they have a whole song, but I guess the Beatles are from England and the Queen's song, I don't know. There's some history about that, I guess. I don't know.
Code in order to prevent the press, gargoyles, or any foreign agents from finding out beforehand. The news will then be immediately broadcast via secure communications channels to the 15 governments where the Queen is still technically head of state. This includes Canada, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Jamaica, Bahamas, Belize, New Zealand, Tuvalu, Solomon Islands.
I actually didn't know that Britain, they owned all these countries and governments. That's crazy. Canada? Really? St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Jamaica, Bahamas, Belize, New Zealand, Tuvalu, Solomon. Wow, okay, there's a lot of things I don't know what this is. Like a lot of islands, I guess.
In many of these places, the people deeply resent their colonial past, however, and thus the news might not be greeted with the somberness some people might hope for. A casual shrug might be the best the royals might hope for. At Buckingham Palace, a footman will be dressed in mourning clothes and proceed to pin a notice to the gates of the estate, and the website for the palace will be replaced with a single page, mourning the Queen's passing. However, most of Britain will learn about the news from the BBC's Radio Alert Transmission System, also known as RATS, or as some British people call it, Royal About to Snuff It. This system was designed during the Cold War and meant to survive even a full-out nuclear attack on the home isles. Radio stations around Britain will also receive an alert via a network of obit lights, a notification system meant to warn radio DJs of pending catastrophic national news. The alert signals that they should be prepared to switch to a national news broadcast soon and play inoffensive music in the meantime. Typically, this will be pre-generated playlists of mournful music. The British media will be wholly consumed by the event of the Queen's death.
Yeah, of course.
On-air anchors will change to black.
They will do everything to make money of this Queen Elizabeth death. They will do everything. They like
black dresses, suits, and ties. Radio stations across the country will play all the same news directly from the BBC. On TV screens, the royal standard will be shown with somber music playing over it on repeat for a few hours. Periods of silence lasting up to 5 hours might even fall upon the British broadcast media. The internet naturally will be relatively unaffected. Both houses of British Parliament will then be immediately recalled, and many people will be allowed to go home from work early as the nation enters a period of mourning. Then the process of bringing the new king up to speed will begin. Over the course of 9 days, which have already been scheduled and planned to the most minute detail, King Charles will undergo the necessary ritual proclamations and undertake a tour of the foreign nations that make up the United Kingdom: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Security will be tight, as there still exists plenty of anti-royal separatists in territories like Scotland and Northern Ireland, but any attack on the new king will be largely symbolic of a greater desire for independence from the UK. The passing of the Queen will have a substantial effect on the British psyche, as she represents a period known in modern British history as the Great Decline. Since even before her birth in 1926, Britain's former power as the greatest empire in the world was already in decline. But the process only accelerated during the dawning of World War II. For many British people, Queen Elizabeth remains the only link between the modern world and the former glory of the UK. And with her death, so too continues the decline in power that the nation has so far been unable to abate. While a completely symbolic position, the British crown is still a symbol of great significance to many, and a hope that one day England can become as great as it once was. Unless King Charles fails to defeat the gargoyle armies as his mother once did in her youth. Now,
really?
check out how do royals...
That's crazy, man. That's amazing, man. Okay, so nothing really serious is gonna happen, but again, there's a lot of people who's gonna, you know, cry or whatever they are. But I actually didn't know they had a broadcast system called RATS that was designed in World War I to, wow, that's amazing, to brought out like royal about to go or something like that. Like, that's really amazing, man. But anyway, rest in peace to Queen Elizabeth II. I guess thank you for bringing England to what it was. I have no idea what you did, but again, I just want to show my respect to England. Beautiful country. Really amazing, man. So yeah, anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Please do subscribe, hit the notification button if you want to, of course. Also, please do comment down below what you think about this video. Did you, as an English person, had any influence with the Queen? Why do you love the Queen? Why do you want the Queen to live? What is going on? Why do you want royalty? If you don't want royalty, please comment down below as well. I want to know what your problem is against this. So please let me know in the comments down below. It'd be massively appreciated. And JellyGoon is signing out. Love you guys and girls. Peace.